From my end. Thank you.
Good afternoon, all,
afternoon.
and I'm Johan Roux. I'm your host for this session, and also a special word of welcome to our program presenters of this afternoon. I will introduce them as we progress with the program, and we are here for the launch of the Technology Availability and Readiness Atlas platform. And it is a collaborative initiative between the Department of Science and Innovation, the Minerals Council of South Africa, the Mandela Mining Precinct, and then also on behalf of the mining equipment manufacturers, the MEMSA, the Mining Equipment Manufacturing South Africa. I also just want to make a few arrangements and confirm a few arrangements. I will introduce the speakers as we progress with the program, and you can use the facility in chat box to make your comments or ask any questions. And these questions we will then deal with in the question and answer session on the program as we progress. So with that then as an introduction, I want to welcome Johan from Department of Science and Innovation. He is the Chief Director for Localization, Beneficiation and Advanced Manufacturing. And Johan will say a few words as a welcome and introduction to the session this afternoon. Thank you, Johan.
Good afternoon, audience. It's a privilege to welcome you to the launch of the TARA platform this afternoon. As outlined by Johan just now, the Department of Science and Innovation is in a public-private research, development and innovation partnership with the Minerals Council of South Africa. And jointly we are co-funding the implementation of the South African Mining Extraction, Research, Development and Innovation Program. We call this the SAMATI program, and this is aimed at rejuvenating and upgrading mining technologies and equipment in order to extend the life of especially the very deep gold and platinum mines. Those are the most difficult problems to solve. They also contain the most burning technological problems, and we are convinced in solving those and addressing those problems, the solution will spill over into other areas of mining. The SAMADI research program is not only on mining, but also on strengthening our local manufacturing base, especially those of the mining equipment manufacturers, which is the topic of the discussion and the launch event today. We trust that the TARA platform will substantially help to position and promote the local mining equipment, component and technologies manufacturers. A healthy and growing subsector in mining equipment manufacturing will do a lot to help address our national goals to increase the level of manufacturing, the level of manufacturing value addition, and also exports. And this all will help to reduce our problem of inequality and unemployment. I hand over back to Johan, and I hope you enjoy the discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, Johan. And I think as you listen to Johan, it's good to see the collaboration and the partnership in this program, and also then the platform that we will hear a bit more about. So with that, I then want to introduce JJ Verhagen. JJ is the program manager at the Mandela Mining Precinct, responsible for real-time information management systems, and JJ will tell us more about the TARA platform and the initiatives that we can expect in future. Thank you, JJ.
Thank you, Johan. It's truly a privilege and an exciting moment for us as we introduce TARA to you all. When we start off with the word TARA, it's all in the name. And as alluded to already, it's the Technology Availability and Readiness Atlas. And as you can see on your screens there's the web link as well, and you're welcome to access it. So what is TARA essentially? It's an online portal that captures information of products, systems, technology and capabilities as developed or as being developed by our South African OEMs in the mining industry. OEMs being original equipment manufacturers. Furthermore, if we look at the name TARA, it has the word atlas in it, and I thought it interesting because often we think of the word atlas in terms of direction and a map and getting from A to B. But what struck me was point number 3, where it says it also alludes to support, and this is exactly what TARA is about as well. Besides rendering guidance and direction in terms of OEM products, systems, capabilities, and technologies, it actually renders support to our national imperatives, which summed up would be about increased economic growth and transformation, as Johan alluded to. Now, coupled to that, and primarily it would be about aiding and assisting existing industries that are in restoration mode. One of them is definitely mining, and so TARA has a major role to play in that space. It also aids industrialization and manufacturing, because we need mining equipment and solutions and capabilities to support the mining industry and the extraction of minerals and the processing thereof. Localization and value, it speaks for itself, that will emanate from the increased growth and transformation. Attached to these 3 primary objectives, we're looking at other benefits such as job creation, cost reduction, improved R&D, skills development, as well as sustainability, and the ESG purpose and agenda being very, very strongly proliferated, as well as then finally product innovation, which in itself is really key, as TARA currently and in the future will contribute to that process. So what do we plan for TARA in the future? We believe the database will expand as more OEMs join it and upload their solutions, products, capabilities, and systems information. We plan to, in the future, also include real-time information management systems, which is currently not so significantly promoted there, but we want to grow the database with this kind of information and OTMs and OEMs as well. We will enhance the search functionalities of TARA, so better filtering, better comparison analysis would be enabled, and finding information about these various aspects of the system much more easily. And then finally, we want to include functionality that supports product innovation process, because essentially there's a loop back from commercializing a product right back into R&D and developing it, starting the life cycle all over again. So really exciting things for TARA in the future.
Thank you, JJ. And I think indeed an interesting and value-adding platform and initiative. We now would like to move on, and I would like to welcome Ossie Carstens, who is the CEO of MEMSA, the Mining Equipment Manufacturing South Africa. And Ossie will tell us a bit more about how they see the value of TARA to industry. Thank you, Ossie.
Thank you very much. Let me just share the screen. For this one. I hope you can see the screen, Johan. Can I just get a nod? Can we all see the screen? I don't hear anything, so I hope you guys can hear me and see the presentation more especially. MEMSA in a bit more detail. MEMSA is a cluster representing local regional equipment manufacturers. MEMSA is about 36 members at the moment, and it's a mix between very small startups, SMEs, and up to listed companies as well. We invite companies, manufacturers that's 26% black owned, not black owned, sorry, South African owned. Have level 4 certificates, those elements that are typically included in the mining charter 3, and there's a list of those. So MEMSA's vision at the time, and still is to position South African mining capital goods, components, and product manufacturers as a cost-competitive, innovative, and transformative industrial cluster, which is the preferred supplier to local, regional, and global markets. And I think those 3 words are very important, because if we can become the preferred supplier to the local mining market, which is arguably one of the biggest in the world, nothing stops us from exporting to regional markets and also to global markets. We do this in partnership with a whole host of government bodies, as you can see there, and I'm not going to go through all of them, but those are all very important links in our discussions and deliberations to get the local manufacturing industry re-energized, and to supply the local mining industry with locally manufactured equipment, again, to comply with the mining charter. But I think more importantly, when that happens, there's going to be a surge in employment of local people as well. The value of Tara, I'm going to expand a bit over 2 slides. It's a few core areas here. It fills that information gap locally and internationally. A lot of people might be looking for local manufacturers without us knowing about it, and this provides the equipment is easily accessible because they're categorized by purpose, type, and OEM, etc. The specifications are also listed as relevant to the product, and it becomes an easy read for your typical buyer, engineer, or mine manager. All our members are tax compliant and BBBEE compliant. They're locally manufactured, so it becomes an easy search in terms of that as well. And anybody from the mine, whether it be the buyer, the engineer, or the mine manager, can go and search there and do comparative studies to look for their products. There's also a facility for the manufacturers to list their R&D products there as well. So the mine personnel can actually see what some people are developing, and if there's any interest, that can be a nice link to full commercialization in the end. And the value chain in Tara, I'll try to explain it in your typical activities that happens in a mine development. It typically starts from exploration, and it moves on from exploration to mine development and then mine production. And underlying these activities, you typically would do your ore reserve calculation. Then you would do your project feasibility. After that, you would do your typical mine development and then production development once you're back into the stopes. Your mine production would be production drilling and blasting, loading and hauling, primary crushing and screening and hoisting. And those are the type of categories that's listed in Tara as such. So you would, if you want to look for something under the hoisting area, you would simply click on there, and there would be a whole host of manufacturers on there as well. And so it goes on for loading, hauling, and production drilling, and so forth. There's a lot of other support processes as well. Ventilation, dewatering, communications. You know, it's not only the yellow or the orange metal machines. There's a whole host of other support processes as well that can come over time under the Tara banner if they're locally manufactured. And I've added in each of these blocks just a little bit of a sense of the gap that's there in the marketplace. So if you look at ore reserve calculation, you would see a block there with a white portion and a yellow portion. or the orange portion. The orange portion is what I believe the local manufacturers do occupy in terms of market share at the moment. The opportunity to expand is then the white block as well. And you'll see from the rest of the areas as well, on the project feasibility, we're quite strong on the project feasibility. That looks about 60%, if not more. And then on the mine development, there's a massive opportunity for the local manufacturers to come in and enjoy that white space. On the production development, the same. On the drilling and blasting, the same. Loading and hauling. On the primary crushing, I think it's been dominated by the Scandinavian countries at the moment. But nothing stops us from expanding into the wide area in terms of primary crushing. And hoisting as well, it's also dominated by some of the European companies. So once you see what the opportunities can be and where we can expand to, that becomes a lovely talking point to possible manufacturers and R&D companies in South Africa to expand into. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ozzy. And I think we will all agree that it is great to see at this early stage already the collaboration and the interest from industry. And so we believe that we have here a very relevant product and a platform that will be utilized by industry and the other collaborators. Thank you very much, Ozzy. So we're going to move on and we're going to ask Maxine Penn from Firmel to do for us the front-end demo of Tara. Thank you very much, Maxine.
Thank you very much. I just want to check, am I audible and loud enough? Yes?
Yes, you are.
Yes, thank you very much. So good afternoon to all. On behalf of Firmel Pty Limited, we thank you for the opportunity to participate in the launch of Tara. The demonstration to follow will assist end users with a guideline on how to use the system. As you will see, the database is user-friendly and offers the industry a unique platform to view and compare equipment based on their specifications as well as their technology readiness levels. So let's proceed to demonstrate how the system works. Rihanna, thank you.
Tara, the Technology Availability and Readiness Atlas database system, is part of the mechanization and modernization of South African mining. This database system provides a platform in which OEMs can register their equipment based on the specification and the technology readiness level, the TRL. Let's begin at the homepage for Tara. The sign-up function at the top right is for the purpose of OEMs who will be loading equipment onto the system. At the current state of development, that opportunity is open to members of MEMSA. Note that users do not need to sign up to access the equipment search functions. Simply click on the Equipment link on the top left in the navigation bar. The user will be presented with a paginated list of equipment showing 9 items per page. Page numbers at the bottom of the screen can be used to scroll through pages of equipment. To return to the screen, use the Show All button. Currently, equipment is displayed in the order in which it was added to the system. Filter equipment. The filters on the Tara system are designed around the mining phases of development, access development, stoping, as well as general services. Using the activity menu, equipment can be filtered according to drilling, blasting, cleaning, and support, while mining method and mineral provide further options. It is possible to use any one or combination of filter selections to find the required equipment. For example, selecting logistics brings up a diverse set of relevant equipment. By using the supporting filter, the selection is significantly narrowed down. One can also locate equipment by using the search function. One or more than one search terms can be used, separated by a space or comma. The results that are returned include equipment that contains any of the search terms listed. The search extends over the main fields entered for each piece of equipment, as well as the features and detailed description. For example, to see all load hole dampers or LHDs on the system, one can search for the term LHD. It is not necessary to use capital letters. To compare two LHDs, first click on the compare bar, which is highlighted in blue when activated. Then click on each of the two pieces of equipment being compared in order. In this case, click on the equipment images. Finally, click on Compare. To return to the equipment screen, click the back arrow, and to click Clear to remove the items you have compared. Let's look in more detail at the information currently supplied for each piece of equipment. To open an individual piece of equipment, click on its name in blue. On the left, contact information for the OEM is provided, as well as a datasheet if provided. It is possible to scroll through the images. Up to 3 can be loaded per item. Scrolling down, we see specifications, first by preset fields, which include the TRL or Technology Readiness level. TRL 9 indicates a fully commercialized piece of equipment which is available on the market. This system allows for information to be loaded for items which are still under development, indicated by lower TRL levels. In this case, the OEM can decide how much or little information to share, with the objective of gaining the interest of potential development partners or keeping the research community informed. OEMs are able to add additional custom fields, for example, tramming speed and electrical system, which are relevant to LHDs. There follows a detailed specification of the item, and finally some special features are listed. Use the blue back button to return to the main equipment screen. In some cases, it would be more helpful to do a wildcard search. For example, the term hydro returns no search results. Using wildcard search, we can add an asterisk to hydro, and Tara will then return all items with words starting with hydro, including hydro-powered equipment. Note that the home screen contains background information on Tara, the Mandela mining precinct, and MEMSA. While the filter system focuses on underground mining, a wide variety of equipment items are loaded on the system. For example, searching for the term trucks will return a range of dump trucks for underground and surface use. Tara, a collaboration between the Mandela mining precinct and MEMSA. We thank you for your participation and look forward to feedback from users. Should further information be required, please contact us via details found on our homepage.
Thank you very much, Maxine. And what an informative and value-adding platform and system that we have here. Thank you very much. But we're going to hand over now to to Rihanna, who's our communications manager, and she's going to coordinate and facilitate the question and answer session. I believe that we received some questions from you there listening in, and so we asked for Rihanna to facilitate that for us. Thank you, Rihanna.
Okay, good afternoon. Thank you for the questions sent in the comments box. I've got 2 questions here. Please clarify how TARA will contribute towards technology development. The second question, is the focus only on underground equipment? Thank you.
So TARA would contribute towards technology development by what it actually does promote at the moment, which is develop products, makes it available for everyone to see, but it also enables, through the TRL levels that Maxine showed us, shows which products are in development by OEMs, what not products, but not only products, but solutions and systems as well. Furthermore, how it adds to technology development is by, and that's what we're looking at in the future enhancements of the system, is closing that loop from TRL 9, and then there's a product lifecycle management process that happens. So product lifecycle clicks in, but whatever we learn from that product and how it engages with the client, or is used by clients and the systems, we extract learnings from that, which then feeds back into the research, development and innovation cycle, which means that we can, and that will be enhanced and built into TARA in the next phases.
Thank you, JJ. In terms of the second question,
can you repeat it?
is the focus only on underground equipment? I don't know if Ossie wants to take this one.
No, the short answer is no, not just underground equipment. We started off with the underground equipment because that's where a dire need was identified, especially with the challenges that our deep underground mines face at the moment, especially the hard rock environments. And so it was done primarily with that in mind initially, but definitely not just hard rock or underground.
Got another question here. Is TARA only for MEMSA members, and what is required to become a member of MEMSA?
Can you help? So at the moment, MEMSA is open to or the system is open to MEMSA members, but as Maxine also demonstrated, one can actually find equipment by not having to register and log on to TARA itself. So it does open it up to everyone to search and find answers to questions about these systems and solutions. But the idea is that it would be a place for MEMSA members to upload their products and solutions to.
Okay, got another question here, JJ. Are the TRL levels of R&D development products independently verified?
So that is another future enhancement. You would have noticed on the demonstration screens that Maxine showed on the left, eventually what we'd like to do is enable our research and development and R&D entities to play a role in assessing the equipment, verifying it on behalf of mining companies and the procurement people, so that that additional stamp of verification and validation, I think, would be a benefit to the MEMSA members and the OEMs in doing so. But that is something that we plan in the next phase.
Okay, I've got a question here about local content. Does the system provide information on local content, and what is some of that information provided?
So it does not provide information on local content. It wasn't designed to do that at this stage. Thanks, Rihanna.
Okay, thank you. I think that is it for now. We can move over.
Thank you very much, Rihanna. And good to see the interest already and the responses that we received from you listening in. Thank you very much for that. People, lastly, we are going to ask the MEMSA board chairperson, Freddie Mugeri, to give us some closing remarks. Freddie, over to you. Thank you.
Is starting to be realized through this TARA database and other projects that are going on in MEMSA and also in the Mandela Mining Precinct. So we're very excited about this. In many ways, it is a game changer. And because it actually offers a central portal where stakeholders can find local, meaning South African OEMs, and mainly MEMSA members who make mining equipment, products and services. In many ways, it answers the questions that we've always been asked about where can people find OEMs, South African OEMs and their products. And lately we were asked in Ghana and also in Mali about where those countries can find South African manufactured technology because they know South African local technology is very good. So this database in many ways answers that question and we can confidently point them to this central place. So we expect that the TARA database will ultimately increase demand for locally manufactured mining products, equipment and technologies. It will also boost exports into the rest of Africa and also the world. In many ways, it supports what the CSIR is doing in terms of supporting reindustrialization of South Africa and creation of much needed jobs. So, and in terms of thanking the people who participated here, we wish to start with thanking the Department of Science and Innovation and Minerals Council of South Africa for providing the funding, the guidance, and the support towards the development of the local mining equipment supply chain, which is a key strategic objective in terms of SAMERD and the joint initiatives of the Department of Science and Innovation, CSIR, and Minerals Council. So we also want to thank the Mandela Mining Precinct for the vision that they had in developing the TARA database and delivering on it. And in particular, JJ, thank you so much for the work that you've done lately on this to bring it to a point where we can launch this initiative. MEMSA office and the key members of MEMSA who participated in the prototype, including FML, we want to thank you for that. And also the general membership of MEMSA who provided over 130 pieces of equipment that are loaded in the database. So it is a major development. We have not had this before where you could find South African mining technology in one place. And we only wish for this to grow. We want to also thank Thegre Naidu for all the development work, the coding, and to make the online database possible. Finally, we just want to thank the CSIR for providing this wonderful platform for us to launch this database using their platform and technologies of this conference. So I will stop at that and just re-emphasize that as MEMSA, we are extremely grateful for this development and the support that's coming through the various stakeholders in public sector and also from private sector. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Freddie. And also then from my side as host, just to say thank you to all our presenters and also to you as participants in this session. We really appreciate your participation, your interest, and also the questions and your comments that you made in the chat box. And we would like to encourage you to engage with the TARA platform and the system. Let us have your comments, because that is also how we would like to further enhance it and how we would like to improve it. So with that then, thank you again, and this brings us to the end of the session. Thank you.